Hello, everyone. I am so happy that you're here. I'm so excited today to talk to you about getting ready to be ready. That step before you start something new or start a new journey. It is so exciting to me because it's been a really rough step for me a lot in my life. So I'm thrilled to share with you what I've learned and how to make it really intentional. So what this is going to look like, I'm going to teach you for about 15 minutes. And then during that time, if you have any questions at all, just use the Q&A along the bottom to ask your questions and I'll answer them at the end. And then if any of you want to come on live and I can coach you through how this is working in your life right now, we can sort of work through that together. You'll just use the raise hand button along the bottom panel. So I'm glad to have you here. And the subject of getting ready to be ready is big for me because as someone who has struggled with procrastination in my life, there has always been this like, if I'm starting something new, this journey of before the actual starting of it that was very impactful. There was a lot of emotion. And I think whether you're a procrastinator or not, there is this period of getting ready for something that is really important. So usually we think of getting ready for something as actions. If we're going on a trip, we're going to pick the destination. We're going to book a flight, book a hotel, book the transportation, have the events planned, and pack our bags, pack our snacks, do the things. So you've got this to-do list to do this action, and you're just trying to knock that down. If you're a procrastinator, then all of those actions are sheer torture because you're having the thought, I'm going to be doing it wrong. The destination might not be as amazing as some other destination. The tour trip that you're joining might not have the best results as some other tour trip. The hotel isn't going to be as nice as this one. The restaurant reservation isn't going to be as tasty or the service is good. You always have this fear of missing out because you're not doing it right. And so that leads to a lot of not doing things. It leads to a lot of the fear of not doing it right is so strong that I'm going to instead choose to not do it. Therefore, the procrastination. Then I'm doing other things like buffering my feelings. I'm doing other things like staying busy in things that aren't meaningful because I'm afraid to just go after the things that I think I'm going to mess up. So if getting ready to be ready isn't that to-do plan, what is it? We're not often thinking about our thoughts and our emotions about what we're planning, about what we're about to do. So if you think about your a trip, if you're planning on going on a trip, you can ask yourself this question: what will this journey offer me? And maybe you're going to some new place. You're going to get a new experience of the world. Maybe you're going to a conference, and so you're learning a new skill. Maybe you are going to see loved ones, and so you're getting that experience of people that make your heart sing, right? And so then you ask yourself the question, what emotions do I want to feel while I'm in it and when I'm done? And so you look at that new experience of the world. Maybe you want to feel wonder. You look at that conference and maybe you want to feel empowered with this new skill. You're going to visit your loved ones. Maybe you want to feel the connection of your heart to theirs. And so when you take the time to prepare in this way, all of a sudden you get the gift of no matter what happens on this actual journey, you get the gift of getting what you came for because you're intentional about it. When you say, what do I want to get from this journey? Your brain starts looking for answers. It starts creating all of these things. Our brains love a scavenger hunt. I'm looking for this. Okay, here's evidence. I'm looking for that. Here's evidence of it. Our brains love to find solutions if they know what they're looking for. If you know what's on the scavenger hunt list and not just, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of messing up the list. If you're thinking, I'm afraid of messing it up, your brain will find all the evidence for it. So all of a sudden, I go on this trip to this amazing place. Maybe I'm going hiking in the Himalayas. And then there's this massive rainstorm and a landslide, and the whole point of the trip, the hike, is canceled. If I have the intention of wonder, then I get to find wonder in seeing how people pivot and change directions with whatever emotions they have around it. I get to see that wonder no matter what. If I'm at the conference and they're not teaching me the things I thought I would learn, I already know these things and these things aren't relevant, then I still get to get what I came for. If when I'm meeting people and I say, I can make connections that can give me ideas or collaborations, I still get to feel empowered because I can control what I'm going to do with what's available to me. And I know that I'm going to get the manna out of it, right? If I'm going to see loved ones and there's conflict, I mean, who's had kind of a rough Thanksgiving ever? It can be really hard, but you can still get the connection that you came for if you say, I'm going to connect with the part of me and myself that in this conflict can feel love and understanding and compassion. I'm still getting what I came for because I went out there and I said, when I'm getting ready to be ready, I said, what am I getting ready for? What do I want? Now, for a lot of people, it's hard to project in the future and say, what do I want? It's hard. It is difficult to access that part of your brain. And so if you go out there and say, what do I want from this journey? And your brain comes back with a big old question mark, that's okay. You're not doing it wrong. Just say, what would it be like if I knew? And let your brain go to work on that. Our brains are these funny things. They have the capacity to be super creative if we give them permission to be. So when you're always getting what you are coming for, you're being intentional, you're giving your brain the opportunity to really go out and find some things, get creative. So how does this apply to goals? Maybe you have the goal of starting a new fitness program and you say, okay, I'm on this journey. How does this apply to me? How do I want to go? Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you're starting a new sport, right? You're learning something new or a new language. And so when you say, anytime you're starting something new, it is a journey. You have a point A where you are now, and you have a point B. Where will you be when you get what you're after? So if you're starting a new fitness program, maybe you're looking to feel stronger. Maybe you're looking to feel more energized. Maybe you're looking to feel leaner. So when you go on that journey, you can say, it's no longer motivation that I'm tapping into. It's how am I getting what I came for? If I'm able to lift a strong 5 pounds this week and 8 pounds next week, I may be unmotivated as can be. I may still never want to show up for my workout, but I can see that I'm moving down the needle. I'm getting what I came for, even though I'm not excited about it necessarily when I'm in it. If you're starting something new, you can say, what do I want out of this journey? Well, maybe I want to learn this new skill. If you're starting a new job, maybe I want to feel relevant or impactful or whatever it might be. You can identify, what are you going for in that journey of newness? And how do you want to feel when you get there? Because I will tell you, when you're starting something new, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of energy and adrenaline around the newness But then when you get into the daily activities, it can be kind of boring. It can be kind of unmotivating. It can be sort of disconcerting. If you're starting a new fitness plan, it feels like garbage the first week. Your body is tired, not energized. But pretty soon, if you keep going, if you keep tapping into what I came for is to get stronger, then you keep doing the thing. If you tap into, I need motivation to do this thing, you will give up on day 2 because it feels like garbage and you're not motivated to feel like garbage. You're not willing to get through that hard to get to that beautiful, right? And so when you keep asking yourself these questions, what will participating in this new thing offer me? What skill am I learning? Sometimes when we're doing something new, we're simply learning the skill of showing up for ourselves. That seems like not enough, right? I'm learning how to show up for myself. Isn't there a little bit more behind that? Sometimes no. Sometimes we don't have the trust with ourselves, so we never build the confidence because we don't believe that we're going to show up without motivation. We don't believe that we're going to show up without somebody else like pushing us along to go. And so when you ask yourself, what skill am I learning? Showing up sometimes is really the start of every skill, right? And so if you're not good at it yet, then you can start there. I can show up. And if it's the fitness plan, again, you just put your shoes on and then you walk around the block, right? You start with wherever you are. And it will keep going. If you know what you want from your journey, you will keep taking the next step and the next step and the next step. If you ask yourself, how do I want to feel in this process? Well, you can look at, day 2 of the workout, I'm sore and I feel tired and kind of like garbage. How do I want to feel? Do I want to feel strong, lean, empowered, whatever it is? When you show up for yourself, you get to get what you came for. You get to be empowered because you did what you said you were going to do, not because you did a snatch over your head, right? It's doing the little things in your mind creates the actions through your body. How do I want to feel at point B? Here I am on point A. I'm getting ready to be ready. What is going to be that end result? What am I going to be embodying when I get there? What am I going to be living in that? Who is that future self? How is she or he going to feel? And how are they going to live out the next? Because then that'll be the point A and they'll be going to the next thing, right? And so getting ready to be ready, just to recap, it's not about the actions, the to-do list. They're important, right? But what you're thinking about what you're starting is what's going to help you finish. What you want to feel along the way is going to help you find it, no matter what. No matter what happens. Spoiler alert, it will never happen the way you think it's going to. There will always be some life that comes in there and kind of takes you by surprise, gets you across knocks you sideways. That's okay. It's not wrong. It is never wrong when that happens. It is an opportunity for you to say, okay, how do I get now? How do I get what I came for? Okay, now, how do I feel this feeling I'm looking for? It will never be motivation that will take you through to the end. It will be tapping into the reality of your thoughts and your emotions. Am I thinking I'm going to mess it up and I'm not going to get there? Or am I thinking I'm going to get for this? I'm going after this. I'm going to get it right now. And when I do these super boring tasks, I'm going to get there. Or when I do this really exciting thing, I'm going to get there. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So tell me, what questions do you have? What journey are you on that you're asking these questions? What do I want from it? And are you, type this in the Q&A. Are you on a journey right now? are you asking yourself, or are you focusing on your to-do list? When we think about the results that we're getting, it is the actions that we take that get us our results, but it is the way we think and feel that get us into our actions. And so asking yourself, what do I want to get out of this? And how do I want to feel is going to prepare you way more than you can ever imagine. Okay, so I have someone saying, when I'm starting on a new journey, I'm often so afraid of what's about to happen and how I'm going to perform that it can be debilitating. And I would love to ask you, like, an example of like what you're going through, what you're starting that can be debilitating. But in the meantime, it is that fear of, maybe it's a fear of looking ridiculous. Maybe it's a fear of wasting time. Maybe it's a fear of wasting money. Maybe it's a fear of not doing it right. And all of those are super valid. All of those are super valid. And every time we're starting something new, our brain is going to offer, please don't do that, because so far you haven't done this new thing and you haven't died. Let's keep not dying. Your brain will offer you that, because that is our really primitive brain saying, whatever we've done before and survived is a good thing. Keep doing that. But we have evolved from this brain. So we can look at those thoughts of, I'm afraid of looking ridiculous. I'm afraid of doing it wrong. And we can say, oh, I see you, fear. You're helping me be careful. You're helping me be diligent. You're helping me cross my T's and dot my I's. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you. And even if I do look ridiculous, it's okay. Because if I know the reason I'm on this journey, then sometimes I'm going to fall down and maybe look ridiculous. Sometimes if I know why I'm on that journey, the reason why I'm on it is more compelling than how the energy it took to get up when I fell. Right? So when you feel frozen, you can go back to that thought. You're like, oh, I'm frozen. I'm overwhelmed. I'm confused. And those ideas of overwhelm and confusion are always just the pause button that your brain is offering you to not get hurt while you're not sure. So just take that moment, take that opportunity to say, okay, thank you for the carefulness. And what am I really looking for? Maybe it's just a new challenge. Maybe it's to meet some new people. Maybe it's a transformation in your body or your mind or your skill set. Maybe it's just you're bored and you want to do something new. All of that is totally valid. Those are all great reasons to do new things. Whenever we are moving, we are using what's happening around us to then affect the next decisions we're making. So when we're trying something new, being very clear about why we want to try this new thing. And let me offer at this point, if you're feeling like you should do this new thing, it's going to be way harder to do it. If you're doing it because someone else wants you to do it, it'll be harder to do it. If you think that you should because you're not enough right now, I'm way down here, like, and if I did this thing, I'd be up on this pedestal. That's not reality. Number one, you're not going to get more worthy by gaining more skills. You're not going to get more worthy by going on a trip. You're not going to get more worthy by having a better job. You're just going to learn new skills, right? You're going to learn new skills, new ways of thinking. You're always worthy. You're worthy right now with your skill set, and you're going to be worthy in the future with whatever you're building along this journey. So when you should do something, then sometimes that is the pause button. I should, because I'm not worthy. Maybe the place to start is, how can I be worthy? That's the question to ask. What would it be like if I were worthy right now and I didn't have to do this task to be worthy? That's a whole nother, I think that might be next week. But thank you for that question. I hope that just taking that step back when you're feeling frozen can give you sort of, then you can build the momentum to go forward. What other questions are out there? Let's hear from you. What do you do to get ready for things? What is in your process right now? Somebody says, make a list. Getting advice. Oh, that's a good one. So we're looking for outside thoughts of what would make my experience better, right? And listen, that's an interesting thing, because each individual is going to have their own experience, right? So whatever this individual is thinking in their experience is going to influence what they're saying about it, or how they're influencing it. So if they are in this journey with this thing that they're trying to get from it, and you're in this journey with this thing that you're trying to get from it, their advice might be confusing. And just know that. You can just ask the second question of, what were you trying to get? What were you looking for in this journey when you're asking for that advice? So that's a really fun one. What else are you doing to get ready? And how do you feel about getting ready? Is it a fun part of it? Do you elicit the excitement? Or is there a dread to it of like, I gotta get ready? If somebody says dread, another dread. Excitement about when I'm on it, but not excited about getting ready for it. And yeah, and I hope that what we're talking about here can help you get ready for it, right? Get excited about getting ready, because whenever we're intentional, again, the brain loves a scavenger hunt. So when you know what you're looking for, it's so much easier to find it no matter what. Would anybody like to come on live and be coached live? I'm happy to stop the recording, and we can bring you on, and we can talk about exactly what you have going on in your life. And if not coaching right now, if this feels compelling to you to kind of dig in a little deeper, I encourage you to schedule a consultation. They're free. We spend an hour and we talk about what you're working through and how you're feeling about it. And we can look exactly about what sort of steps that you would need to go through, and how we could do that through coaching. So that would be a lot of fun to look into. So if you're looking to schedule a consultation, if you're watching this later, you can just comment consult. And if you're here live, you can just put that in the Q&A and I can reach out with your email. If there aren't any more questions, I will thank you for your time. I always want to honor that we all have plenty going on, and I love that you're here. I love that you're putting energy into the way that you're thinking and the way that you're feeling and the results that you're creating. This is exciting work for me, and I love that you're here being a part of it. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week at noon.